Halsey here, back to you for the first podcast of uh, the Life on Water podcast of 2025. I apologize. I'm running some issues here. Um, my laptop's giving me some trouble, so I'm actually using my cell phone for this podcast. So I hope the audio is coming across all right. Um, yeah, 2025. What are your plans for 2025? I'm not real sure what mine are right now. Um, got some trips in the works. Don't know if it's going to happen or not, but staying hopeful. How was your 2024? How was your New Year's Eve? How was Christmas? Mine was great. Actually got to get out on the water for the first time, or I shouldn't say the first time, the last time, uh, New Year's Eve. Went paddleboarding on the Mississippi River. It was absolutely awesome. I was shocked by how shallow the Mississippi River was where I'm from. I actually went to a place called Buffalo Shores. It's in Buffalo, Iowa, and pretty cool place. Nobody was there, obviously. I think I was the only one on the river. No boats, no barges, no nothing. Went there a little before dark, paddled around, went out to an island. Actually, got some great footage with my action camera. Um, and I was shocked by how shallow the water was. That was what kind of blew my mind. Was I paddled off to this island out in Buffalo, and it's oh, kind of sits in the middle between two islands, Andalusia Island and the shore, Buffalo Shores. And when I got to the island, I paddled around it, but as I was approaching it, I couldn't. It was super shallow, and when I got to the island, I actually got off my board and was able to walk probably 50 yards, 100 yards offshore. It was only about knee deep, and I probably could have went farther, but like I said, it was getting dark and I didn't want to risk it. So yeah, super shallow. I don't know why it's that way. It was actually the first time I'd been on the river all year long, and now I'm kind of wishing I would have spent some more time on it. Um, the best time to paddle the Mississippi River, in my opinion, where I'm from, is either late fall, early winter, or winter time, or late winter, early spring. Reason being is nobody's on the river and it's super nice, and it actually cleans up a lot. It clears up a lot. And what's cool is when it here probably I don't know probably in the next couple of weeks. I mean, it's going to get really cold next week. It's actually going to freeze over, and when that spring or that late fall, late winter thaw happens, it really makes the water clear. So it's really actually fun. It's cold. The water's really cold, but it's actually makes it a really fun paddle. And the cool thing about being down in that area of the Mississippi is the current is not bad, and you can actually literally paddle right upriver and paddle from side to side. You don't have the current's not bad there at all, and we're pretty fortunate to have that part of the river where you can use it. So yeah, good time, um, and looking forward to hopefully if the weather cooperates and I get there. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Um, I can get back down there and get some paddling done. Big news for 2025. You guys can see behind me. You'll see the arsenal of iRocker boards there. Um, so far, I've got one, two, three, four, five, six iRocker paddle boards. Stoked to be on their team. Been riding for them for about 2 years now. Been riding iRocker paddle boards for about 3 years now. And the plan now is to start taking people that are interested in paddleboarding or want to get out and get on the water for the first time. I'm definitely going to do that. So if you're watching this or you're listening to this, if you want a paddleboard this spring, this summer, or this fall, please hit me up. I will make that happen. Great boards. You're going to love it. I promise you. I'll take you wherever you want to go. And we'll see how that pans out. So stoked and really looking forward to that, meeting some new people, and basically showing them the what paddleboarding is all about, how much fun it is, and I guarantee once if you're watching this, once you try it, you'll want to do it all the time. I was hooked after the first time I did it, so really looking forward to that. Not sure when that's going to happen as far as after summer. I mean, just depends on when the weather changes. I mean, and if we get a warm spring, the water will be warmer, and it'll be really nice to take people out in late spring, early summer. So we'll see. Definitely hit me up. Hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at Dino Halsey, or call me directly or message me, and we will get something lined up for the summer. Gonna do the Lost Grove Paddle Festival again, probably in the midsummer this time instead of Labor Day weekend. It's kind of hard on a holiday weekend. I think people had plans, and so I'll probably do it in midsummer. I'm trying to think of a date right now, and I'll promote it more on my social media. I want to get more people. I was stoked for all the people that came out for the first one. Definitely want to have the second one and make it an annual thing every year. And hopefully we can make it grow bigger and bigger. Get sponsors involved. Maybe get some races going. Maybe a group paddle. I don't know. The sky's the limit, really. So trying to put Iowa on the map for paddleboarding and the Quad Cities. So if you're interested in doing that, definitely uh, keep that open and watch for further details for that. I'll definitely get that done here soon, so people can plan it. We have plenty of hotels that are close to Lost Grove. We've got, if you need transportation or whatever, we've got that too. So mark your calendars for the Lost Grove Paddle Festival. What else is going on? What do you guys have planned for 2025? I'd love to hear it. If you're listening to this right now, hit me up in the comments. What are you going to do? Where's your paddle? Where's your next paddle adventure? Your next surf adventure? Your canoe adventure? Wherever. I'd love to hear it. Ideally, I'd like to get people on this podcast. I'd like to do it every week. Thursday night seems like a good time to do it. I'm thinking 5 o'clock every Thursday. For that'd be, I think, a pretty consistent thing to keep going. And I've got an extra mic. I've got a few extra mics here, and I'd love to be able to have people come here, hang out in the basement. We can chill, talk, and just have fun with it. It's still new to me. I've only done 6 of these. This is number 7, number 1 for 2025, and would love to learn how to get better at this. I'd love to be able to like take people's phone calls, get them on air and talk, things like that. So I'm working on it. Let me see. I'm working on it. Made myself a nice coffee before we started. Uh, Now the plan for me definitely is I like to break up the winter. I like to get someplace tropical about midwinter, um, just so I can get on the water. Um, it gets pretty cold here, and once it gets down to the negatives, like it's going to be next week, kind of feel landlocked, and I'd like to probably get down to Florida or get somewhere by the end of February if it's possible. Um, that's my plan, but I'm not 100% right now. Something interesting. Um, about a month ago, I did an interview for a lady by the name of Izzy Jacksepin, and she is from England. She's a student there who studies um, sports journalism, and she asked me a few questions that she used for an interview for her class, and I thought it was really cool. She said she found me on Instagram, and we started to talk, and I basically answered the questions via text and sent them to her. And not only did I answer them, but I actually wrote down all the questions too. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to go through some of these, so you guys can hear kind of how I answered these questions and kind of get to know a little bit more about me and a little bit more about why I started paddleboarding and other things like that. So, first question she basically asked me is, "What got you into paddleboarding, and how long have you been doing it?" And to answer that question, the reason I started paddleboarding is I'd always dreamed of, when I was a kid, I wanted to surf. I wanted to, live by the ocean. And it was kind of like the first time I ever went to Florida and saw the ocean for the first time and saw waves and things like that. I was like, this is what I want to do. So, live in Iowa, obviously, it never happened. So I started to skateboard. And, I skateboarded a long time and gave it up for a little while. Went to college, started skating again. And long story short, did some MMA, trained for a long time in like jujitsu and kickboxing, and started having some things going on. And really, what it was is my dad bought me a wetsuit for Christmas back in like 2015, and he said, "Go use it." And so, didn't really know at the time what I was going to do with it, but wasn't about, my brother, okay, my brother, go back a little bit, my brother actually bought a couple paddle boards for Christmas for his family. And I tried it for the first time, and I'm like I said, I was hooked, and I ended up going to like a sports store probably a week later, and I saw one, and I bought it. And so since probably, yeah, since 2016, I've been paddleboarding. This will be like year number 9 for me, and have had lots of boards, and I've gone lots of cool places and met a lot of cool people, and I love every minute of it. So that's when it all started and why it started. Um, you asked me, do I have any role models? Anybody that I look up to in the sport of paddleboarding? And I think my first answer when she asked me that, I said Laird Hamilton. I mean, Laird Hamilton is like a legend, or is a legend in the surfing world, the paddleboarding world. And I think like one day he was out surfing, and he just picked up a paddle and went out and surfed. I think it was Hawaii or someplace like that, and it kind of just all started from there with him. And I think you got to give props to a guy like that. And there's numerous other people that I respect the hell out of, but I think that just came to my mind right away. And another person that I really look up to isn't a paddleboarder; he's a surfer from New Jersey. His name's Ben Gravy. Some of you might have heard of him. And it's kind of funny that when I started paddleboarding, I actually found his vlog, and he was in the process of surfing all 50 states. And I don't think I've missed a single vlog since then. I mean, he's done so much. He's got signature boards, he's got signature skateboards, boogie boards, and he's tours the world. He's trying to surf all the countries in the world, and he just has made uh, just really done well for himself, and kind of based my whole uh, YouTube, Instagram, all that kind of based around watching what he's done. And I haven't met him, but consider him a friend. Talked to him many times via text on Instagram, and but yeah, so it'd be my two main role models when it comes to the sport of paddleboarding. Question number 3: do you actually take part in racing or do it recreationally? I have never done a race ever for paddleboarding. I've watched it. I think it's awesome. I personally have trained for racing. I'm in the gym all the time. I try to go there 3 days a week. I try to get on the water 2, 3 days a week if I can. Just depends on the weather. But um, the lake that I got to, Lost Grove, where we're having the paddle festival again this year, it's 3 miles down, 3 miles back, and I will run that course constantly for a workout. Sometimes I'll do the 2 mile, I'll do a 4 mile. Um, yeah, so I mean, I really think it's cool. I think it's a great endurance sport, and it takes a lot of strength and endurance to do that type of thing. And I know nowadays some of these races are so long. I don't know how they do it. It's amazing the kind of athletes that the people are that do that when they go 80 miles from Florida to the Bahamas. Like, it's just amazing to me. I think I even saw that some guys getting ready to paddle across the Atlantic Ocean. I know one guy did it before. There's another guy that's going to do it. There's a guy that paddled from California to Hawaii by himself. It just I think that the sport is growing and growing, and it's amazing to me. And it's like it's the kind of thing what I'm looking for. Like where can I fit in? Where can I make my niche when it comes to that? You know, like kind of a side thing. Like even today, I posted something on Instagram of me standing on Buffalo Shores Beach, and I got my phone out. I looked up. I'm like, I wonder how far from Buffalo Shores on the Mississippi River it is if I put in right there where I live maybe 5 miles from there to go all the way down to the very end of it. And I know the Mississippi, I think, is like 2,300 miles. So for me, it's like 1,000 miles from that area to where the Gulf dumps into, or where the Mississippi River dumps into the Gulf of Mexico. And so I was thinking, I wonder how long it would actually take somebody, you know, how long it would take myself to do something like that. And I guess that would matter, like with the weather and the current, and you know, I guess you have locks that go all the way to St. Louis, Missouri, and then after that, it's a wide open river from there. Um, I don't know. I mean, could you do it in a month? Could you go 30 miles a day and do it in 35 days, 40 days? I don't know. If I actually had the time to take off work and devote something like that to doing something like that, I would really be intrigued to try it. I mean, just pack a bag, get out every night, sleep in a tent, you know, bare necessities, and just fly home from New Orleans back to home when I get there. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen. I don't know. There's also the idea of um, doing tours around the Gulf Coast, hitting up all the spots there. There's the idea of paddling around Lake Michigan, doing a tour down around that, hitting up all the Great Lakes. There's so many ideas, but today it was just funny. I'm talking about that and going down the Mississippi. So I don't know. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe not. I have to do some serious planning and some serious saving of money to be able to take off that much time to accomplish that. But I think it'd be pretty cool. I know, and I think people have actually done the whole Mississippi. I think somebody's actually getting ready to do it again by kayak, but I don't know if they've ever done it by paddleboard. I don't know. So even though it wouldn't be the whole thing, it'd be like 1,000 mile jaunt. It'd be really cool to talk about, vlog, post pics, things like that while you're out there doing it. So it'd be pretty cool. Let me know in a comment if you're watching this right now. Let me see here. I'm doing this by I usually do these podcasts on my computer, but for some reason my computer's not cooperating. So I'm actually using my cell phone right now. So I hope the audio is good. But yeah, if you're watching right now, leave me a message. Tell me what you think about that. All right, on to the next question. Well, she asked me how do you think the sport has progressed in the last 10 years? And I think I kind of just hit that nail on the head for what I just answered. Like, I think it's amazing. I think that the things that people are doing and testing themselves and the boundaries they're willing to push, as far as these races are concerned, or as far as like, surfing big waves with on a paddle board, or, you know, whitewater rapids, whitewater surfing, and whitewater racing has become a big thing now too. It's super cool. And I actually just got my parents actually for Christmas just got me a brand new ProTech waterproof helmet, and so I'm stoked. There's three whitewater courses where I'm from or where I live here. They're within about an hour from me, hour, 2 hours, something like that. I have one in Yorkville, Chicago, which I have done. If you're interested, it is on my YouTube channel. You can check it out. It was a lot of fun. It's right outside of Chicago. It's a suburb, and yeah, I did that for like a half a day. It was awesome. I can't wait to go back and try that. And it was a little scary because I really think like you're gonna do whitewater courses, you need to like have a helmet on and be completely protected. Because I mean, if you hit your head on a rock or something like that, like that's dangerous. So glad I got my brand new helmet. I'm stoked to try this. Um, but there's a course in Yorkville. There's a course in Manchester, Iowa, which is up by Cedar Rapids, which I can probably get. It's about 100 miles from me. And then there's one in Charles City, actually, that I think has a standing wave that you can river surf there, but also as a course that you can do. and so that one's about 200 miles from me. But I know that there's a group dedicated to that. It's up there, so definitely something I'm interested in, and I'm gonna do a lot more in 2025. So if you're watching this, or please let me know if you have a favorite, well, whitewater course that you do. I would love to know what it's like, where it's at. If I could come with you and do it, you can show me the ropes. Like I said, it looks super cool and it looks like fun. So I'm excited to do that. Definitely take one of the old inflatable eye rockers, uh, and I could bring you one too if you want to ride one too. We could do it together. So let me know. Um, let's see. Next question. What is your opinion on supboarding being declined for the LA Olympics in 2028? I think that, that's no good. I think if we can allow something like breakdancing in the Summer Olympics, I would surely think that paddleboard, paddleboarding, paddle surfing, paddle whitewater racing, paddle racing, all three of those, should be in the Olympics. Those are top notch. It's a top notch sport. It takes top notch athletes to compete in it, and they deserve, from people from all over the world that do it, deserve to compete at the highest level. I think it should be in it, and if it's not, then it should be in the next one. I mean, growing up, we always thought that skateboarding would never be in the Olympics, and look at it now; it's huge. So I think it's a matter of time. I think it's going to be in there, and I think it's just going to make the sport grow even bigger. You're going to have more companies, more sponsors, just that much more, and it's just going to grow, that much more when it gets there. So, um, like I said, hopefully in what 2032, or would it be 2032? Hopefully it's in those games. Um, how do you think stand up paddleboarding has benefited your life mentally and physically? Well, mentally, I can tell you that, and it's factual, that there's something called, what was it, blue mind theory, and I don't know exactly what it entails, but it has to do with being outside and being on the water, and the natural vitamins that you take in, which increases like serotonin and um, your mood and things like that. And I can attest to that. I believe wholeheartedly. I feel calm. I feel at ease when I'm out paddling. Even in the worst conditions, I'm stoked when I'm out there. I don't think of anything. I'm just in the moment, living it. And I think mentally, I've never, I've never taken anybody out or gone with people that have never had a smile on their face when they're paddleboarding, ever. So I think that goes without saying. Mentally, it's a great thing to do. It's a great thing for me personally. Physically, sure, it's a total body workout. I mean, you're standing on a board in the water. You need to use your oblique muscles, your leg muscles, your back, your chest, your arms to propel this thing through the water. Depending on the conditions, if it's windy, if it's choppy, if it's, you know, cold out, hot out, all these things play into the physical factor of your body on top of this board. And, you know, you can burn so many calories, and it's a low impact sport that anybody literally can do this sport, and enjoy it and get a physical workout out of it, and have fun. I mean, not only are you building your physical, but your mental uh, mental health as well. So all around, I think it's the best sport out there. And as is coming from somebody that's done kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, basketball, um, track, cross country, um, skateboarding, snowboarding, motocross, um, of all that stuff that I've done in my life, it's the best thing, best workout, best thing, best sport I've ever done, hands down, hands down. I mean, yeah, I guess you only know if you know, and it's like at that point when like you're on a wave, and you're, even if it's a little tiny wave, and your board just gets propelled through the water, and you can feel it when it catches it, and it just pushes you. I don't know. There's nothing that explains that feeling when that happens. And then you do it, and it's like you want to do it again, and you want to do it again and again and again. And I just think that's, I don't know, it's amazing. Or you're out in the water and you're pushing yourself and everything is flowing, like you're going super fast through the water, and just everything becomes effortless. Your paddle, your stroke, everything is just going at complete 100%. And I think that's awesome too. Or just when you're hanging out and relaxing and floating on the water and just listening to everything around you. I mean, there's no words that explain that. I mean, this mentally, physically, it's amazing. So I hope that answers that question. Number 7, do you watch many sup races or keep up with them? I do not. I have watched sup races on YouTube, read about it in a few different paddling magazines, but I have not personally done them. Like I said before, um, there's a thing called the Last Paddler Standing that is really cool. Basically, it's down in Florida, and I watched a little bit of that, the live stream where you basically go on this course and it's nonstop, and it's basically the last person to not give up wins it, and it's pretty cool. It's major endurance. I was like, I wonder if I could do that. I mean, I know I can do it, but that intrigues me. Um, Different races I've seen out in the ocean or different across lakes and things like that. I've read about it. I think it's awesome. I've just never done it. But who knows? Maybe someday. I've trained for it. That's for darn sure. I've trained lots for it. Um, Last question. Why do you think people can benefit from starting to stand up paddleboard or take part in it? Well, like I touched on before, the mental and physical aspect of it. I mean, people can benefit from, for one, for community, for two, mental health, physical health. Um, to basically, they can benefit from helping the environment. There's a lot of people that like to throw trash in the water and get out there. You can pick up cans, pick up anything you see in the water to help benefit the ecosystem in your area or wherever you're at. The physical aspect, like I said, it's a low income sport. It's a low impact sport, so you can get out. You're not going to wreck your joints from like a hard squat session or a hard bench press session. No, you can go out, go at your own pace. Push yourself as hard as you want. It doesn't matter. Sit down, stand up, get on your knees, go as far as you can. Every time you get out there, push yourself a little more, and you'll just watch your whole mental and physical health just change totally the more you get involved with paddleboarding. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So I think that's how so many things people can benefit from doing it. And like I said, when I first started doing it, I didn't, you know, I didn't know about any waterways in my area. I knew about one particularly, but I've lived in the Quad Cities my whole life for 47 years. And when I started 9 years ago, I never was ever on the water, like ever. I, maybe have went to the one lake by my house, West Lake, and checked it out, stood by it, went on some paddle boats. But you get to learn, you know, more about your area. You get to learn about new places. Like you want to start traveling and you get to start seeking out new adventures. I mean, there's so many benefits to paddleboarding. Um, so I hope I answered all of her questions. Uh, you know, Good for her. And she sounded like she liked it. So thank you again, Izzy. I appreciate it. I appreciate you taking the time to interview me. And I hope you did well on the paper that you wrote for it. Definitely wanted to talk about that. So hope you guys enjoyed that interview. Like I said, this is the first podcast session of 2026, the Life on Water podcast. Um, Going to have much more, and hopefully we can do this every Thursday and enjoy it, have new topics to talk about. I feel like doing an unboxing video for all you guys that are new to paddleboarding or not. I've got a brand new nautical paddleboard there that I just received a few weeks ago from iRocker Paddleboards, and I got to put it out there. If you are looking for a new paddleboard or want to get into paddleboarding, go to www.irockersup.com. You will absolutely love them, and they've got everything you need from beginner to professional to get you on the water, to having fun, to compete at your utmost top level. So, without further ado, this is a um, nautical stand-up paddleboard. It's an inflatable. I'm not sure what color it is. Like I said, I just received it. This is something that you can get right now, I think, in the $300 to $400 range, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so this is a perfect board for anybody that, like I said, beginner, professional. I actually have used these in waves in out the Atlantic Ocean and caught some great waves. I've used these multiple times on lakes around my area. I rode one of these for over a year straight, and I loved it. So Nautical is a great board. It's their basic board. They've got three tiers. They've got the Nautical. They've got the iRocker All Around, which is right here on the floor. And then they've got the iRocker Black Fin Inflatable and Hardboard, sitting there. That's their iRocker Hardboard. Um, all excellent, top-notch boards. Awesome customer service. Awesome people. Like I said, hit them up, call them. They will answer everything you need, and they will guide you into what you fits you best for your first or next paddling experience. So I'm going to go ahead, take my headphones off, and open this up live right here in this podcast. What do you think? Sound cool? All right. So they come in nice boxes like this, and compact. And I've been saving this for this first podcast of 2026. And like I said, I just took one of these out a few weeks ago for the first time on the lake, and it rode like a dream. It was all absolutely awesome, and can't say enough about it. All right, so when you get it, it already comes pre-packaged, everything ready to go. All right, you guys see that? So this is compact. You can throw this in your car. He's super easy to travel with. So simple. When you get it, it comes with a 5-piece paddle, which I will show you. Look, just like this. It comes apart into 5 pieces, compact. As you saw, fits right in the bag. Everything you need is in this bag. Everything. Open it up. You've got repair kit. Definitely comes in handy. If you pop a hole, these things harden right away. They're amazing. A little starter guide tells you how to do everything. You got fins that have like this little release. And basically what that does is there's a piece that goes in here like a little rope, and that in case your fin pops out, it saves you from having to buy new fins. They'll actually hang off and you won't lose them. I've already lost in the past, different brand have lost fins, and this is a great feature for this brand. I don't know if anybody else does this, but super cool. It locks right in there, and you will not lose a fin with iRocker. In fact, it's super good. Super good. All right. Leash. very important to have your leash when you're out there on the water. Your first safety feature. You're going to wreck, you're going to fall off your board, and you need to have this on at all times, whether you're on a river, an ocean, a lake, stream, whatever. Always have your leash on. Very important for safety. Something like that. It's flexible. That way it's not getting tangled up when you're going, if you go around something that's got like a stick hanging out of the water or a tree or rocks, pretty much stays on top of the board. So never, ever go out without your leash. They package these things really, really good. A lot of plastic. This is completely live. This is the first time I've ever taken this thing out, ever. Packaged up. Plenty of foam. Protected. All right. I like to take these out of the pack anyways. Let them sit for a little bit. Kind of let the creases go out of them. Let them sit flat for a little while. Kind of like gravity doing this thing. All right. There. There it is right there. Nautical. It's got the place for your GoPro or whatever right there to screw into. It's got your bungees for your life jacket or all your gear. They are 10-6. Sorry. They're 10-6. And they are absolutely amazing. So do not. I wish I could pump it up for you, but it takes a little bit of time. You can actually buy. Um, it comes with a pump, a pump up, a. Hang on a second. Put my camera back in here. My bad. Still there, everyone? All right. Hope you could hear me okay during that. Still there? All right. Yeah, so they come with a manual pump that you basically connect the tube to the back of it there, and you can pump it up. It'll take you about 10 minutes. But I would highly recommend buying the electric pump. They have the best pump on the market of any paddleboarding brand out there. It comes with a battery pack. Literally will fit in that bag. You can go hiking, take that board with you to some secret spot, go paddling, inflate it, not have to worry about taking a pump with you or anything. You actually can do that with a manual pump too. You can leave it in the bag and go anywhere with that. That's what the backpack's for people that want to get out and adventure and have to walk a distance with their board. I've done it before. There's a few beaches I've gone to where it's a long walk to the beach. So I just took everything with me, undo it, pump it up there on the beach, go do my thing, wrap it back up. walk back out. So their pump that it comes with, or the electric pump, separate battery pack. It plugs into the pump. You can pump up two different boards with it, and at 2 different times. And then I think that's about as long as it lasts for a charge. But it's awesome. Nobody else does that. I'm pretty sure in the game, and I've used plenty of them, and they're awesome. So I rocker for the win. I hope you guys are having an absolute epic day. I hope you're having an epic 2025 so far. I hope you have lots of lots of goals, lots of things planned. Remember, you can always better yourself. You can always do new things. You can always do. There's nothing you can't do. So, um, hope you enjoyed this podcast, um, and I hope you get out there in the water as much as possible, or get out there on the water for your first time this year. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up direct on Instagram or Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, obviously, Twitter. I'm on all of them. Just look for Dino Halsey, and I will surely answer all your questions. Got a shout out to my sponsors, iRocker Sup, for sending me all the awesome stuff and for being such an amazing sponsor. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to Piranha and Max Eyewear. They are a sunglass sponsor of mine. If you're looking for new sunglasses and you're not looking to break the bank like some of your other big competitors out there that charge way too much, hit up Piranha and Max Eyewear. They've been an amazing sponsor of mine for the last probably 4 years, and they have amazing shades for all sports, all aspects of life. Check them out and tell them I sent you. They will hook you up. Also, want to give a shout out to Blackfish Paddles. I've been working with them off and on for the last year or so, and they absolutely make amazing handmade custom paddles for you personally. And thank you guys so much for that. And big shout out to everybody that's supported me over the last 9 years, that have sent me kind words, that have just been amazing and positive to me, that have helped support Dino Life on Water, my brand. I want to shout out to the Board Shack, Sean, who owns the Board Shack. Buddy, I love you. You've been such a huge supporter of mine and my brand and everything I do. If you guys are in the Port Washington area or want to, support an awesome surf shop, check out the Board Shack in Port Washington, Wisconsin. He's got everything you need to get you on the water. And other than that, I think I'm going to end it. Just keep having fun, keep chasing your dreams, and don't ever, ever give up on yourself. You can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. So we'll talk to you later. Have a great night. We'll see you next Thursday. And I hope you enjoyed this. See ya. Woo!